The AUTM Chairs Award recognizes outstanding and lasting contributions to our organization. I am honored to present the award to well-deserving, longtime member, friend, and colleague, Chris Noble. His dedication to the advancement of technology transfer has been nothing short of exemplary, making him an immensely deserving recipient of the AUTM Chairs Award. Beyond his professional achievements, Christopher's mentorship and guidance have shaped countless careers, inspiring a new generation of leaders, including mine. Chris Noble retired in 2024 from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where he was the Director of Corporate Engagement for MIT's Environmental Solutions Initiative. Chris joined MIT in 2007 as licensing officer, responsible for environmental and clean energy technologies. During that time, Chris also led an international team on site in Moscow, creating the Technology Transfer Organization at the Skolkovo Institute of Science and Technology. Chris was an active volunteer for AUTM during his time at MIT, helping to revamp the valuation course, serving as committee chair. He convinced me to serve as committee chair after him, and teaching valuation at annual meetings and all over the world. Chris served on the board of directors of AUTM from 2017 to 2020 and was named an emeritus member in 2024. Chris is a certified licensing professional, a registered technology transfer professional, and a published author in peer-reviewed journals. He received the Licensing Executive Society's Deal of Distinction Award in 2011. He is an active startup mentor and currently serves on the board of Florent, a VC-funded electric grid technology company. He has a bachelor's in engineering from McGill University and an MBA from MIT. Born and raised in Montreal, Chris is a citizen of Canada, France, and the US. He has also lived and worked in Latin America. He is multilingual, and it's fun speaking multiple languages with him. This well-deserved honor of his years of volunteerism and strategic leadership is definitely needed for Chris. We are so fortunate to have you in our community with your infectious enthusiasm for our profession. We are a better association because of you. With that, please welcome Chris Noble. Congratulations. And you too get some Mardi Gras beads. So there you go. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Andy, and thank you to the AUTM board for this award. I am deeply honored and grateful. The title of my speech this morning is Technology Transfer and the Mission of the University. But actually, I'm going to tell you about my midlife crisis. Now, you're probably thinking, who is this guy? But trust me and stay with me, and you'll understand how it's connected to the mission of the university, but more importantly, to what all of you do every day. When I turned 50, 20 years ago, I look back on an interesting career. I'd worked with large companies and then with startups. But looking forward, something was missing for me. I needed to make a change for the rest of my life. After some time and reflection, I decided on two priorities. First, to shift my career from the for-profit to the nonprofit world. And second, to focus all my future time on the climate crisis and on environmental action. It's not an obvious transition. I was 50 years old and I had no direct experience in either domain. So I networked. Eventually, I met someone at a neighborhood party in my town. Her name is Lita Nelson, and she ran the tech transfer office at MIT. She was intrigued by what I'd done and what I wanted to do next. We met again the morning after the party for coffee in her kitchen. After a few more conversations, she suggested that I come and work for her. She pointed out that universities are nonprofits with a mission, and that she could put me in charge of MIT's Clean Energy and Sustainability IP, which would meet both of my priorities. But what about the nuts and bolts of technology transfer, a field in which I had no experience? Don't worry, she said. We can teach you that. So I came through my midlife crisis without buying a sports car or becoming a beach bum, and I owe it a lot to Lita. Thank you, Lita. But how do you learn a new profession in all its aspects, quickly, mid-career? Of course, a convivial and experienced office is very important. But another essential resource for me was AUTM. I made use of every professional training resource and networking opportunity that AUTM offered. Eventually, I joined the evaluation committee, made some contributions to the course from my previous experiences, and then I led the committee and taught the course all over the world, which was a very rewarding experience and very motivating. A few years later, I was encouraged to run for the board, where I served with a great group of tech transfer leaders, and with the outstanding support of Steve Ciesielka, CEO of AUTM. Among the dozens of tech transfer professionals and AUTM staff who I have benefited from, I must mention a few more names. Jack Turner from MIT, an encyclopedia of every possible licensing problem and solution. Ashley Stevens, a thought leader on IP valuation. Mary Albertson from Stanford, the first person I met at my first AUTM meeting. Those of you who know Mary will recognize this little story. She came up to me and immediately demanded to know what I was going to volunteer for. Jane Muir, for her many encouragements in my first years. Barb Gunderson of AUTM, who has helped so many committees get going and make progress. Believe me, a very, very challenging task in a volunteer organization. And many others of you in this room. Now you may ask, how is all this related to the mission of the university? That's a big topic today, with controversies and attacks related to DEI, free speech, the influence of large donors, of the business and VC communities, and of politicians on university education, research, and funding. My midlife crisis was about finding an organization with a mission that aligned with my personal mission. And in all my time doing what all of you also do, I have tried to never forget that everything I did from my mid-level non-academic position had to defend and advance the university's mission. So, if you find the current political and social climate to be distressing and disempowering, I have a simple suggestion. Print out the mission statement of your university. Put it up on the wall of your office. Every time you engage in a project or a contract, try to keep your priorities and choices and negotiating positions aligned with the mission of your university. Universities and our society have entered a period of unprecedented turmoil and challenge. When we emerge from these dangerous times, saying, "I just did what I was told," won't be enough. I wish for all of you a clear, personal mission, and may it be your guiding star. Thank you.